Today I'm going to be talking about Lilly Tino. Lilly Tino is a 31-year-old trans TikTok creator. Lilly would start posting on TikTok in late 2022 with her first video sharing her transition. Lilly wouldn't gain much traction on TikTok until late 2023 though. What really made Lilly start to gain an audience was when she would post videos of her getting misgendered in public.
It looks like he's having a nice feast.
She, her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
But it was not all good.
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir. Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
I can understand where she's coming from because I'm sure being misgendered doesn't feel good, but these kinds of things would happen very often on Lilly's account, but more specifically it happened every single time she would go to a restaurant, and she would be conveniently recording at the same time. And every time Lilly would be misgendered, she would purposely try to make a scene out of it.
Water starts at, okay, not.
I'm so sorry, I apologize.
It's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah, I was called sir. Oh, okay. It just really sucks every time it happens. Sorry about that. I don't need to be called ma'am. I just need to not be called sir.
I really don't think calling the manager over was needed for something like this, and that it was an overreaction on Lilly's part. But her doing all of this stuff over being misgendered one time really makes me think that she's playing into everyone's hate for her, and she acts like the victim for content. And a lot of other people think that she goes into these restaurants already recording and knowing that she will be misgendered. It's like her own little way of getting content to stay relevant. But moving on, we're going to be talking about something much more disturbing that Lilly decided to do. And that's when she dressed up as Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel is a very popular YouTuber that makes content for toddlers. And Lilly decided to dress up as this very influential person and try to appeal to kids with her views on being transgender.
Hi friends! Today we're going to talk about something super important. What it means to be transgender. It's a big word, but I promise that it's easy to understand. Ready to learn? The first thing I want you to do is close your eyes. Now think, do you feel like a boy, a girl, or a little bit of both? Do you have your answer? Great. Now I want you to imagine that everyone keeps telling you that you're something else.
I'm not going to play that whole video because I honestly think it's just weird. But as you saw, Lilly was dressed up like this influential kids YouTuber and was asking kids if they feel like they're comfortable with what gender they are. As you could imagine, this video did not sit well with anybody, and the hate towards Lilly for this video was immediate, with people commenting things like, "Could Miss Rachel sue? I think that would be the most appropriate thing to do." Or, "Miss Rachel, but make it a horror film." Or people just straight up saying that this is twisted. This video ended up being so hated to the point where Lilly appeared on Australian news, and the news anchor made a valid point that this kind of stuff wasn't banned from TikTok, but an advertisement for women's equality was. Unsurprisingly, this isn't the only video Lilly Tino made that she got a lot of backlash for. Lilly also decided to post a video explaining why she thinks Kurt Cobain could have been trans, because of certain stuff like the way he used to dress. I could see why this didn't sit well with anyone because Kurt Cobain is a very influential person within the music world, and people didn't appreciate the fact that Lilly was sitting there assuming that he could have been transgender after his death. But anyways, here's the video.
I bet you didn't know that Kurt Cobain was probably trans. Here's why. First off, Kurt wore a lot of women's clothing, and when asked about this, they replied that they wore dresses all the time because they felt comfortable and free. Just look at Kurt in these pictures. They look so happy. And in an interview about their childhood, Kurt said that they mostly hung out around girls, and that at one point, they thought they might be gay. Many trans people who don't have the vocabulary yet to express their gender identity will describe what they're feeling as being gay. That's exactly what I did in middle school. Kurt is also quoted as saying that they identify more with the feminine than with the masculine. This is clear proof that Kurt did not identify with the gender they were assigned at birth.
So because of the immense amount of criticism on this video, Lilly Tino felt the need to respond this time. And to me, some of the stuff she said is just really dumb, and it seems that Lilly doesn't really know what the wrongdoing in the video was. And a couple of the things she said somehow made herself sound even worse.
People are very upset about the Kurt Cobain video. I know. I stand by the video. I made it because is something that I was thinking about a lot. And yeah, I am surprised by the reaction. I think a lot of it has to do with people being, so a lot of the criticism is that, oh, Kurt Cobain is disrespectful, right? There's nothing disrespectful about it. I think it would be pretty cool if Kurt Cobain was trans, because, you know, we assume that people are cis every single day. There's nothing bad about that. Also, nothing bad about assuming people are trans. There's really, a lot of people are attaching a value judgment to the idea of being trans when there isn't one. The intent of the video was to recontextualize or maybe offer an alternate reading of someone who is no longer with us, and maybe why they're no longer with us.
In my opinion, the dumbest thing she said throughout this whole thing was that it's not disrespectful to assume a deceased person's gender because they're dead, but it is disrespectful to assume an alive person's gender because it could start real-life issues.
The fact that they are deceased is the only reason I made that video, because it would not be respectful to speculate on a living person's gender, because then that can lead to like real life consequences of someone either getting outed or, you know, what have you. But
all of the content that she's ever posted contradicts what she said right here, because her making these kinds of videos got her hated on a lot. So clearly, assuming a deceased person's gender also causes real-life consequences. And I don't understand how she thinks it's not disrespectful to create her own delusional image of what an influential celebrity wasn't, knowing she's going to stir up a lot of drama and views with the video. But moving on to the next horrible thing that Lilly did, which was when she allegedly pressured a TikTok creator and her friend into meeting up with her to film adult content. So pretty recently, this TikTok creator by the name of Cassie reached out to Lilly Tino, and according to Lilly, they sounded very interested in her. And Cassie would be the first one to talk about collabing if Lilly was ever traveling. But when the time came and Lilly had planned a trip to Vegas and asked Cassie to come with her, Cassie said that she gets a lot of nausea from flights, which anyone would assume to be a no, but Lilly didn't seem to take that as a no.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I don't really like doing this, why would I come over? And she's like, oh, well, you know, you can jump in all my live streams and this and that, and then we could film together for OnlyFans, and there's this dungeon that I've talked to, and we can hire it because people might know who we are, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. She basically didn't believe that I was telling her that it is quite severe, to the point where I don't like traveling. And then so once she wouldn't take that as a no, I said, I don't have a passport. So I've been trying to say no, and she keeps pushing for it. Like, when I said no passport, but at this point I have a passport in my hand, and she's like, when's it going to get there?
It was strange, though, because on her TikTok lives, it sounded like you were a shoo-in to go.
Yeah, no.
What? So she was, like, saying, she was preemptively saying that you were, that's insane.
I tried to tell her. I told her, I was like, look, maybe next year, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe next year, like, I could be feeling a bit better, and yeah. But no, that wasn't acceptable. Like, it was like, no, come now. I've never felt this pushed to do something. Felt like I've said no so many times. And she just
exactly.
Get it.
Exactly. This is a pattern. She has a pattern of doing this.
I was like, wait a minute. The fact I was like, yeah, people can be shit, people can fuck people over, but the fact that she's doing the exact same shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it felt really strange.
Lilly did end up responding to these allegations, but her response really confused me because she isn't denying or debunking any of the allegations made against her. All she does is explain how Cassie was the one who reached out first, and she was trying her hardest to make Cassie's friend Colleen look like the bad person in this situation. Lilly claimed that Colleen recorded the entire call they were in that I just showed you without Cassie knowing, which was a really dumb thing to say on Lilly's part because Cassie and Colleen are friends, and Cassie most definitely knew that she was recording. Colleen, which was very much involved in the situation as well, since Lilly was trying to also get her to film adult content with her, didn't like Lilly's response at all and immediately made her own, and in that response she talked about some other horrible allegations against Lilly that she has never once apologized for.
I wanted this to be over 3 weeks ago, but I kept getting dragged back into it, and I'm so fucking tired of this. I'm not even going to address the fact that Lilly said that I recorded Cassie without her permission, because Cassie's going to come out with her own video saying completely otherwise. She completely lied about that, and most of Lilly's video was just talking about how Cassie was coming on very strong or whatever bullshit, which is wrong, because just because someone is being nice to you and that's their way of talking does not mean you can keep going and going and going, trying to push someone to come over fucking seas so you could have sex with them. And lastly, she called me racist. But since we're bringing up my apparent past, how about your real past? How about the time when you were bragging about sex assaulting a 3-year-old back when you were kids playing doctor and touching your... How about the fact you literally said the N-word on camera and haven't addressed it?
Nugget?
Or how about the fact you defended blackface? Like, what the fuck? I don't know how this person is just this fucked in the head. Honestly, you are a huge piece of shit using people's insecurities, sexually harassing people. You are a predator.
The last thing I'm going to be talking about is the claim you heard at the end about Lilly being a predator. It's something Cassie also brought up in Lily's comments. The reason Cassie calls Lilly a predator is because Lilly had a Discord server that is now deleted where she would frequently livestream in Discord calls and go topless. The other people in the call are her supporters that pay to be in the Discord, but the problem is that there was no age verification to get into this server, so she could have been showing this stuff to minors. Some other proof that Lilly could be a predator comes from some info that Cassie knew, and it's when a trans woman accused Lilly of paying her to do a certain kind of service. But Lilly allegedly also asked this worker to act underage, which is extremely disgusting to ask somebody. But anyways, that's pretty much it for Lilly Tino. Lilly is a very disgusting person and should be avoided by anybody watching this. But thank you guys for watching.
We did it! Yay! Ellie Sema, we did it!
No DJ Khaled, but we the best. Them chops howling, where you a best. If I catch you, I walking you down.